Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. I'm here. I'm here. But is everyone else? No one else is here yet. But I'm here. Category entertainment. Yeah. It's probably the wrong category. But hey, it feels like entertainment. Or maybe it isn't. Do-be-do-be-do. Do-do-do-do. So is everyone. Conrad's in and so is Walsh. Walsh is in. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Mr. Walsh is in. Do-do-do-do-do-do. How's everybody? Everyone keeping their noses clean? Good, good. For we are still here. Don't forget, Periscopers. It's all ending for you soon, so you may want to, I don't know, join me here on the YouTube channel. For Periscope is ending. I have to do this. I feel like I'm responsible because we do get some views on the old Periscope. Sorry, yeah. So just riffing, Walshy boy, and just wish it. Just riffing, even. Wrong teeth in. Oh, I've been paid. Hitchhiker's vinyl has sold. I will have to. We'll print out a. Can I do that here? Can I do my filthy rotten business here? I could, couldn't I? Let's do my filthy rotten business whilst we're. What's it? Thoughts on Jeff Buckley? Yeah, I've done. Mind you, it probably doesn't exist now. I did review Jeff Buckley once, but it's probably not around because, because of the Great Purge. The Great Purge. It was a great purge. Great Purge. It was a great... Oh, £3.68. God, they put the Royal Mail up. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. I'm shocked. Pain is here. One of the many pains. When we have many pains. But Mr. Pain is here. Chin chin. Chin chin. So anyway, I'm just... You guys talk amongst yourselves because I've just got some eBay business to do. All right, just gotta. Yeah, do you like it? Do you like it? What do you reckon? What do you reckon? I thought I'd keep you all awake. Right? This is a highly technical thing where we subliminally. I'm reprogramming your brains. Using coloured lights. It's the '60s, man. What do you think? Do you think it works? Do you think I got one of these smart bulbs and I thought it'd be funny to have it, shining. Look, I don't know if you can see that. It's like my head is a disco ball. What more could you want? Of course, I don't have to have it doing that. But I thought, just to irritate everyone, we'd have it being psychedelic. Yeah, it's I'm bringing Wuhan to you via the medium of the live stream. Oh dear, what are we gonna do? 72p. Right, let me see if I can do that. Yeah, you ain't getting Hermes because the Hermes, man, don't always come. Right, now I've got to request collection. Okay, can we do that? So I need to. I'll just download the label. That'll be easy. Let me just do that. And that's going all the way to Bodmin. All the way to Bodmin it is. There you go. Request collection. Fingers crossed, everyone. Fingers crossed. Because we don't get any post anymore. Here we go. We're unable to book collections from your postcode at the moment. Oh, well, that's just fucking grand, isn't it? That's just fucking grand. There's at least 3 or 4 pieces of post out there in somewhere land, because the Royal Mail around here, it's like a third world country. I blame Brexit for it. Yeah, but apparently all the post people around here are dead or dying of COVID, and that's not really helping me at all. Seriously, it can't pick it up at all. That can't be right. I mean, come on. Let me try it again. No, we can't book collections. Okay, that's just fantastic, isn't it? That's just fucking marvellous. So how do I cancel that shipping label? I'm going to cancel it because set reason. Problem with the label. There you go. You fucking useless piece of crap. Hermes it is then. Hermes it is. Print postage labels. Oh, now it wants my password. Now this is why you tune in. Brendan says, has your missing links turned up yet? No! I was just talking about that, about the Royal Mail, or as we call it around here, the Royal Fail. It's one of the many items that hasn't arrived, because there's something I got for Herb that hasn't turned up. That was, again, I bought this, I ordered this stuff before Christmas. Not the missing, yeah, maybe, I don't know, it was around Christmas time that I ordered that. It has been dispatched, because I checked, last time we spoke, I went and checked and it had been dispatched. But there's something from Herb, some face masks. Yeah, because this is how long ago I ordered them. I ordered some face masks, because I don't do the ear ones, because they fall off. And so I wanted one with a Velcro. And I thought, well, if I'm taking Herb to school, I'm going to have to walk in the school, I better mask up properly, because of the new variant. That's how long ago I ordered those face masks, and they haven't turned up. And like I said, something for Herb, and there's something else out there as well. But the dog food turned up. 2 months missing. Neighbours downstairs had it. Dog food was delivered to people downstairs. When I looked at the label, it's because the people at Fetch had printed the label, and I don't know if their label printer had, I don't know, maybe a fly had fallen into the machine. Buttle, tuttle, you know the mistake. And it kind of looked like, well, I can't say the number because I'll end up doxing my neighbours, but it looked like the neighbour's address, and so it went to them, and we were oblivious. And the man went, "Oh, 2 months. I had this 2 months." He's from Eastern European, that guy. He has an accent. "Oh, 2 months," and it's like, we didn't know. We'd given up because I'd emailed Fetch about it, and and they never bothered replying to me. So I just kind of went, I'll never use them again. But we got the dog food today. So I was feeling lucky, put the lottery on. So you never know. If I'm not here next week, I won the lottery. But yeah, the Royal Fail. The Royal Fail is just, they're just, let's see if I get Hermes to collect it, eh? At this rate, I'll be taking it to Bodmin my bloody self, won't I? The world is... What? Order not found? Oh. It's all gone a bit... Oh, Jesus, it's not working. Nothing's working. I despair. How do I cancel that? How do I cancel the order? I want to print another label, but it won't let me print the label because it's... How do I mark it as not dispatched? Can I do that? No, it won't let me do that. Oh, shit. You big shit. Why is life so unfair? It's not fair. I just want to print a label. Anyway, where were we? Fasano enjoys the light show. Charlie Bean's enjoying it. And Glasgow, John from Glasgow, it's sunny up there apparently. Payne says, sunny ordered to do pass through the Petersburg Mail Centre just in time for Storm Christopher to disrupt things. I've got other news. Tom's final Shack says, hello. Hi, Tom. Jack says, what thoughts on Discogs? I don't know. Specific thoughts? It's a website. No, nothing's working. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to do this old school and actually go to Hermes. Oh my god, Hermes themselves. Oh my god. Now here's a website I ain't been to in a while. Because usually I just put in my password. Discogs. Oh, Discogs. What do I think about Discogs? I don't know really. I mean, I think I bought one item. No, I bought two items. The first one, the guy tried to stiff me and just kind of went, but I got my money back because I ended up just doing a refund on, via PayPal. Because I kept emailing him going, are you doing this? You can send it to me. And it was like, wow, this guy's called Tigger. Can you believe that? His name is Tigger, and he's the bounciest Tigger there ever was, apparently. Have I got his email address? No, I haven't. Please select the address. Number. There we go. Continue. What's my name? Nobody knows. Oh, something beeped in. Yeah, live stream ahoy. So yeah, don't worry, it'll get good in a minute. He said, as I'm trying to figure this out, because select the address. Make sure you put the right address in, because you'd hate the Hermes man. Pick a date. Oh well, I can't get it to come tomorrow, so it'll have to be Thursday. Select a safe place. There isn't one. Set a safe space for contact-free delivery. Do I dare put it behind the bin? No. Review details. Blah 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 blah. Doesn't contain any prohibited items. Doesn't go with them. I agree. Pay now. This is it. Come on, guys. Let's do this. I've agreed. Why won't you do the thing? Just go to PayPal. Do it via PayPal. Billion name. Oh, you should have all this because I'm logged in. Son of a bitch. Oh, this is so boring. I'm so boring. Save bin, it's my account. That's what I wanted to do. Should have that. It should already be in my account because I'm logged in. But yeah, so Discogs is like the Wild West, more so than eBay. Apparently, I don't know. Did that work? Is that working? Okay. Did that work? I don't know. Yes, that works. Status ready. Print label. Yes, please. Thank you. Right, I'm all yours now, loves. I'm all yours. Sorry about that. Discogs. Yeah, it's like the Wild West. It's slightly cheaper than eBay, I suppose. My experience is ordered two items. One didn't arrive because the guy, I don't know, didn't have it, but didn't even tell me, and I took me a month to figure this out. But I got my money back. And the second one, it was okay. It was good. What I don't like about Discogs is people can go on there and edit your discography and put a load of racial epithets in your song titles without any recourse to anything. So that's like the Wild West. because somebody did that, because it was a Jolly Wheeze, Jolly Wheeze, really funny. I'm sure they really got a little stiffy over that. But yeah, Discogs, it's a thing. But I'm an eBay man, so eBay man. So that's that. How's my groove been? It has been steady, I think. Brennan says, Weasel album drops next week. Just me, or has it been the longest pre-order campaign in history? Which is going for a year, but I have no interest. It's going to be pretty boring this year for reviews, because I can't buy anything. I was going to buy... beginning of the week, I thought, maybe I'll drop for the Steve Hackett album. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll get one of those fancy blue vinyls and get him to sign it, and then I can sell it later on for roughly the money I paid for it, because you can't make any money on Steve Hackett records, because nobody wants to buy Steve Hackett records. And then I realised there's probably zero chance of that record ever being delivered to me because of the royal fail. So the alternative to going to Amazon, and I thought, I don't want to do that. Not nothing against Amazon. It's just I want to be able to buy something I can flog and get my money back. I want to be able to claw the pennies back. And so so that's that. And there's a couple of records that I was thinking of buying, but I can't because they all use the royal fail, and I don't want to go there because I'm already one box set missing, and I'm sure there's something else I've ordered and I've forgotten about. You know what it's like. So at least Amazon is consistent. However, Amazon do use the royal fail sometimes with CDs, so I can only buy LPs because they bring those to the door. The Amazon man or lady brings it to the door, whereas CDs sometimes can go via the royal fail, and I'll never see them again. So that'd be good. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. What have I been grooving to? I listened to Brand X's Product and Robbie Basho's one of the albums that Robbie Basho albums, and that's it really. What else was there? Nothing else. I've not really been doing music. I've been doing my own stuff. Much more interesting doing my own music. Oh yeah, Manky Poo, the family is still okay. I haven't got rid of them yet. We're not going anywhere. Right, one of the reasons I've just seen it, because I'm getting it ready, you see, because I've got this all ready to go. When I get to it, I'm ready for this because I've got a good story. I told you it'd be fun. It's like Jean-Michel Jarre is actually over there. All right, Jean. Oh, sacre bleu, synthesizer. Oh. Brexit. So yeah, he's over there. He's playing over there. Do 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 do. You get the idea. It's all going on over there. That's the interesting part of the room. Ajax says, I finally found you. I've been here all the time. I was a bit late because the news was late, because there was a big thing about the Wuhan flu on ITV. And it was like, I knew it was all what we'd already heard, and everyone's to blame except the people. Can't blame the people. Mustn't have personal responsibility, because damn it, who wants to be responsible when we can blame the government? Let's blame the government for the virus. Let's not blame the Chinese though, but we can blame the government. Even though you've been warned about it since, was it last March, people are still, but no one around here is breaking the rules. No one around here is breaking the rules, so it's cool. But there you go. Hey. But yeah, lockdown, everyone. Lockdown. Josh is impressed with the colours. Well, again, I'm trying because I'm totally irrelevant as a YouTuber now. Totally, no one's interested. I thought, what do YouTube viewers love? Flashing lights. You like little jackdaws. Anything shiny or flashy. So I thought, but do you like it? I'm not flashing, except for the top of my head, obviously, because I'm just now a glorified disco ball. But I've got this great ambience where it looks like stuff is happening. What I need is a soundtrack of people chattering in a bar, and it looks like I'm actually doing this from a bar, rather than being a sad middle-aged old man in the corner of his room. This is my corner. This is it. This is what I've been reduced to. But yeah, I'm ready now because I only bought it for this. I bought it for this moment. Are you ready? Are you ready? Where is it? I've got to get it right. I bought it for this moment. Dun, dun, dun. I've turned it off, but look at that. That's supposed to be a red light. Is anyone? Is that red? Looks more like pink than red. Off, on. How do I get it to make it go nice and red? Is that good? Is that red? And now I need the whoop, whoop, whoop noise. Red light. Red light spells danger. Brendan says, nipples last week, black knickers this. Where is it leading? Possible toy of fanny flash. Funny you should say that. Funny you should say that because, see, because he said, is this the right one? Is this the right? Yeah. I got people tell me things. Little birds tell me. A little bird told me. He went, Darren, you'll like this. And I said, will I? And he went, yeah, you're going to like this. Because apparently, you know the last one, someone has uploaded it to one of those porn sites. And this is what they got. Look, sexy MILF with large nipples sings. Look at that. That's what they've been reduced to. That's on one of those porn sites out there. Look at that, everyone. Look, it's floating around. Look. Woo, woo. And that is what your professional career is reduced to. And that's fine if you want to do that. That's fine. But it's not for me. I just think it's a bit sad, really. But there you go. But there you go. And they also made it onto the sidebar of shame on the Daily Mail website as well, which is usually reserved for Elizabeth Hurley in her bikini. That's the only reason I go there, folks. That's the only reason I go there for. Anyway, back to the disco lights, because now that didn't go as smoothly as I had hoped. But we're back to the soothing pulsing of the disco lights. So there you go, Brendan. Who knows what might happen next. Oh boy. But there you go. Fasana says, don't blame me if you don't want to go to the post office. Well, again, our post office is very small, and it's a walk-in petri dish. So what I have been doing is I've been paying my 72p or whatever it is to get the postman to come and collect it from the door, and it's been very useful. Before that I was using Hermes, but Hermes can be a little bit flaky, they can sometimes not arrive and that. So that's kind of stuffed it for me, really. I think I'm going to have to lay off the old eBay for a while until everyone gets better, until there's no more COVID. Why aren't they giving the vaccine to the postman? It's the end of days. I mean, today, my local bank's closing in August because I don't need banks anymore. I mean, I'm just going to be using Sainsbury's to get money out now. That's it. At least it's close to the Chinese, I suppose. What? I like a good Chinese. No bat for me. Hold the bat. Hold the bat. Or pangolin. Have you seen one of those things? Yeah, don't look tasty at all. Worst Genesis live DVD. Probably, is it 3 Sides Live? Because it's intercut with loads of stuff, and it doesn't flow. It's kind of more like a documentary with live bits in it. I think that's the one. Oh, I might have got it wrong. Josh said, product is my favourite Brand X album. Me too. There you go. We got something in common there. Renee's in. He says, what's with the light? I've had a couple of wines, so it can't be me. It can be him. Oh, I'm just doing it. I'm just trying to stay hip with the kids, Look, This is a new thing. What do you reckon? Does it work? Does it give it an extra dimension? I hope so. Tony, Tom, sorry, not Tony. Tom wants to know the. No, I've got skipped ahead. Where are we? Oh. Jack says, had any paranormal experiences? Not recently, but when I was a kid, I saw an old lady at the window. But we were on the first floor, and then my daughter saw an old lady at the same spot where we used to walk when we used to go when we had the shop, and she said, "Oh, look, the old lady's waving," and that's what I said to me, Dad, the old lady's waving. So, and again, this happens to me all the time. When I walk past streetlights, they go off. And my daughter's come out with me on many a walk and gone, they've gone off again. I go, yep, happens to me all the time, which is a bit odd. And that's happened to me since the late 80s, with a variety of lights, not just the old sulphur, the yellow ones, but even the new LED ones go off. And there's a house round the corner, Marjorie's, which is lived in by one of those Essex reality stars. But she had a load of these lights, and they used to just all go off at the same time when I walked past with the dog. Weird that, but these lights, they're not going off, so that's kind of paranormal. I like to think that it's the other world trying to get into contact with me, but who knows? Once you're dead, you're dead. Payne says, even Dan, I seem to have walked into a party. Exactly. That's the vibe I'm going for. High energy party vibe. For Simon says, the Chinese have no culinary boundaries. Yeah, I know. Again, it is a cultural thing, but if you're going to eat everything, kind of be safe about it. I don't know. There must be a safe way of doing it. Those wet markets don't look particularly hygienic or safe, and barbaric as well, because they have live animals and, I don't know. What is the right thing to do, eh? What is the right thing to do? Becca says, yeah, the colours are way groovy indeed. Tom wants to know what's the best Steve Hackett album to start with. Voyage Acolyte. Has to be, every time. Makeup says, YouTube is like flashing, alright, but I don't know if you're the perfect candidate. No, look, if there's going to be any flashing, it'll be on my OnlyFans. My OnlyFans will get after what the Wilcoxes are doing. I might just have to do it. I might have to just go there. No, it's not going to be a good look. It's not going to be good. It's just going to be quite unseemly. But if I could earn some cash, I ain't got no qualms. Ah dear. Jack says, have you been recording from a barn all these years? Exactly. That's the vibe I'm going for. Still using my Ebo. There it is, and I haven't changed the batteries in years, and it still works. I don't use it all the time. Again, it's like you just use it very occasionally. Seasoning. Sometimes you'll have a bit of space, and you think, oh, is that Ebo time? And it is. Logan says, what country are you from? I'm from the USA. I'm not from the USA. I'm not from there at all. Raphael says, the featured artist always breaking new grounds. Exactly. Oh no, Logan's gone a bit crazy and has to be hidden. Sorry, Logan. No time for arseholes, I'm afraid. Sorry. Payne says, maybe the featured artist uploaded that to the porn site. Now that I hadn't considered. But there's a big thing about that. Because I was watching the video, it came up in my search, because I'm quite interested in deep fakes, and one of the big thing about deep fakes is pornography. And I was watching this. I don't know if it was on. It must have been on YouTube, but I don't know if it was the Vox channel or something like that. And it's a very kind of serious documentary about how, in the past, deep fakes were like celebrity driven, but now more normal faces, usually obviously female, are being used for deepfakes and being uploaded on these sites. But if the celebrities themselves are doing it, don't need the deepfakes. So It's a crazy old world. For someone says, 3 Sides Live is worth for having in the cage medley. Should have been longer. I suppose so. Brendan says, Steve seems to just write about what he did on his holidays now. Exactly. The new album is what I did on my holidays, which is fine, but I'm sure it's going to be very pleasant. But if I can stream it, I don't know if he does streaming on the day of release, but I'll listen to it that way because, I can't risk having I don't know, is it probably about £30 investment being lost in the mail system, because I'm already down about 40 or 50 quid with what's out there already. So, and that's that. Payne says there's a streets lights go off syndrome thing on his Wikipedia. Also, recently many countries had lights going off due to GPS timing errors. Ooh. Josh says, would love to figure out the taste of animals such as dog, cats, especially if someone is already putting them down anyway. Everything tastes like chicken, except for humans. We taste like pork. There you go. Where do I buy the lights? Amazon, because it's the only place that I can get them delivered. I actually ordered them 10 o'clock this morning and they were delivered at 2 o'clock this afternoon. That's fucking service. I don't care if they're not paying their tax. Now that I like. And they leave it on the doorstep and they wave to me as they walk away. I like that, I can't even get, like I said, we got 2 pieces of letter mail. We had a letter delivery last Monday and it was about 3 weeks worth of mail. And this week today we had 2 letters and they should have been posted, maybe we should have got them about a fortnight ago because they were, was it credit card statements or whatnot, so roughly when they're due to arrive. And they're late, they're well late. So our mail system's falling apart. And it's the reason I got banned from the local Facebook group, because back in November I said, what's going on with the post? What's going on with the post? And everyone accused me of wanting the postman to get COVID. And I went, no. And I said, look, you're being a bit daft, because you're recommending we should all go to the Royal Mail sorting office and collect our mail, which is even worse, because then you're definitely going to give the postman COVID. And then they banned me. And now our local MP is taking it up because she can't believe that we're not getting any posts. Some people haven't had posts, they reckon, for 2 months. I don't know how true that is. It's weird. It's not good though, is it? Brendan says Logan's rung short of a ladder. Well, let's just say he's gone now. He's gone. At no point. Oh no. And he said sorry as well, so we've got to get rid of that one as well. Tom Zwarnchak says Darren Lock on OnlyFans. It could happen. Grant McDonald, you're right. I listened to Endless Wire. Loved God Speaks to Marty Robbins, although I thought the man in purple dress was pretty good. It's very cold here. Yeah, that's not a bad song either. There's not some. It's not a bad album. It's just, again, you've got this concept album thing going through it, and it's not. I don't think it's particularly well thought out. I think it's a bit kind of aimless. And this is why the new Who album called Who by the Who, no, not the Who. It's called Who. Oh, that's why I like the album a lot better, because it's just songs. It's just them doing songs and they're not fucking about, and that's it's a much easier meal to have. Again, I think I often say I think there's a good album in there, and I think because there was such a long distance between time space between the two, the last record and that, I think they just kind of vomited an album out. And double albums are hard to rein in, these days, because in the old days a double album was it 80 minutes, and now a double album can be anything up to 100 minutes, can't it? So that's a lot of minutes. Brendan says, in producing morons. Yeah, they certainly are. Walsh says that's one way for the featured artist to get exposure. Well, again, when you don't write any about albums and you can't do anything, when you're of limited talent, you get your missus to get her nips out. It's as simple as that, Oh dear. John says, hi Darren, I watched you and your children review a Doctor Who episode. It was a delight. You have a wonderful family, you must be proud of. Keep up the good work. Health and happiness in 2021. Yeah, of course I'm proud of them. You know, why wouldn't I be? They are a delight to be around. Um, and again, there's a lot of stuff spoken about Doctor Who by people who shouldn't really be talking stuff about Doctor Who. I'm glad that the kids want to do it with me now because, you know, it's a kids program and people often forget that. And the funny thing is you know, I tried to get V into it a long time ago, and she started to join me at the last series with Capaldi. But before that, she was like, oh, she wasn't interested. She found Moffat's stories not that interesting, even though, you know, they're aimed at her. And I kind of got her into, like, that. She was just kind of coming in with Capaldi. But when the new lot came in, she was like, yeah, this is good. She was hooked. She was like, yeah, this is good. And it's not about it being a female Doctor. She's watched some of the Eccleston and Tennant ones with me as well and enjoyed those. She just didn't, like me, enjoy the Moffat era. But yeah, listen to what the kids think, because that's who it's aimed at, and that's the audience, you know. But anyway, thank you, very kind of you to say. Tom says the newer Who album was pretty good, but what was that Pete Townsend rap? Yeah, he wants to be with the kids, man. We all want to be with the kids, not in that way. I mean, Townsend with the kids. That's, oh God, I've gone there. And he was doing research. It was the Townsend Defence. It's got a name now. I was just doing research officer. Remember that. You know, if you get caught looking through the window at your neighbour when she's getting, you know, ready for bed, just doing your research. Remember that. Work for Townsend. Josh said, "What's the best album of 2021 so far?" It's L by Darren Locke. It's going to be out soon, I think. Though I've hit a bit of a production error because I need to do some singing, and the kids are here, and there's noise. You know, and I can't do it overnight because I wake the kids up. So it could be delayed purely because I can't get the vocals done because I need silence. I like to sing when there's no one around. And so does everyone else. I'm going to keep ram that joke in. I'm going to ram that one down. Paul says, to me, The Who ended when Keith Moon died. Oh, for me, it's when Entwistle died. No, don't get me wrong. You know, Entwistle just provided so much, you know, I think. He really did, you know, hold it together. Ajax says, yeah, there hasn't been a post-person area for about 3 weeks. I'm waiting for loads of mail. Exactly, it's happening everywhere. Now, I'm not saying that we should, you know, run our postman into the ground, but there are people out there who are desperate for work. You know, I know in the old days, you'd have casual postmen, especially over the Christmas period, and you don't see that anymore now. And again, it's because Vince Cable sold off the Royal Mail at a massive loss and not for its true value. We should never have sold it off. This is what happens when we sell off all our gear. You see the service just generally falls into the sea. But yeah, I mean, there's people out there who would be happy to pick up a post bag, you know, and casual work, especially over this, you know, what's going on. But unfortunately, it's obviously mail delivery isn't that important now. You think it would be because people are using the mail, especially before Christmas, because people weren't seeing each other at Christmas. They were sending more cards. The mail said themselves that more people were using the service to send cards and Christmas presents, and they've been inundated this year. And again, it's like everything in this country is a lack of foresight and planning. It's like what's happening at the moment. I told you this was going to happen. It was obvious this was going to happen because, you know. But we're finally taking the whole air thing seriously. Maybe, but they're not. They're waving people. Still waving people through. So I don't know. It's all good. It's never going. We're never going to defeat this unless we have a total and utter lockdown for about 9 weeks, and I mean total lockdown. Nobody goes anywhere. Everyone just stays indoors. And no one does anything. And that's what we should have done back in March. 9-week total lockdown. No planes coming in. No planes leaving. Everything. And this goes across the world. Everyone coordinates. Bang. Everyone coordinates and goes bang, and nothing happens. Everything just stops for 9 weeks. We'll figure out food parcels and stuff like that. That, you know, that would need to be worked out, but it's the only way, and it would still be cheaper than what we're doing now. And then after 9 weeks, gradual reopening, and then again that time would have had time to get track and trace properly implemented, and then if there are any flare-ups, local lockdowns, you know. But they didn't do that. They're banking everything on a vaccine. And now they're saying that the vaccine might not work on the various variants, you know, the Brazilian and the South African variant. So, oh boy, our arms are going to be like a dartboard by the time they're finished, you know. So there we go. Thanks China. Hey, thanks China. Payne says, can't you get a featured artist cameo video for an absurd price? I could. I did talk about this before. It'd be unfortunate if somebody got him to say something that we could re-edit and get him to say something nice about this channel, wouldn't it? But I couldn't possibly do it because they'd see me coming, so we'd have to do it under the radar. But I'd never suggest doing anything like that. You know, someone who's pretty Machiavellian, you know, would come up with such an idea, but not me. I couldn't possibly do it because, one, I'm not interested. Two, I'd rather flush the money down the toilet. And three, it's all a bit juvenile really, and I'm going to be 50 next month. Woo! But yeah, Jack Walsh says, sounds like you need to reenact the Battle of Epping Forest with your local Facebook group. I'm staying away. They're all nuts. I've got a feeling it's run by a local postman or something. Thomas says, hi Darren, I'm still alive. I've decided Genesis is still the best band of all time. Thomas is a man of great distinction and intelligence. He smells good too, so we love Thomas. I love heavy metal and metal rules. What a great name. Says, hi Darren, how are you? Alright, ticking on. I think I found the problem. Red wine. I didn't have any red wine on Saturday. I usually have a glass of red wine with my Saturday meal. I said, no, I'm not going to have it this week, and I don't feel like I'm dying, so must be the red wine. Or I'm just going through a nice clear phase at the moment, feeling alright. Still getting a little pain in my lower back, but you know, don't go on the internet, don't look up lower back pain, because it's everything from prostate cancer to cancer of the spine. It's never you're just old, it's always you're gonna die. Face it, you're gonna die. The internet is for two things: pornography, you can knock one out to Mrs. Fripp if you want, or you're going to die. That's the two things that the internet's for. I've figured it out. That's a great revelation for you. He says, I actually got a new guitar today, a 7-string guitar, and I'm going to learn some Dream Theater stuff. Do you like Dream Theater? Because I know you hated Metropolis. I don't like Dream Theater. But that's not for me. That's for you. That's for you to enjoy. I don't expect you to like all the things I like. So there you go. He says, he also goes on to say, I know you hate the wankery stuff, but I actually like it. But that's fine. That's fine. You enjoy the wankery stuff. I'll step back from it because it doesn't feel like music to me. It just sounds like people going, look what I can do. You know, like mountaineers. Look what I can do. Josh says, good luck on recording the new album. I know it's hard to find a quiet place to do vocals sometimes. It is. I mean, it's near enough done. I've got about 48 minutes done. And there's a couple of things there that need... I've got the lyrics done, well, to one of them. I've got to write lyrics to the other one. But I was thinking, when's the best time? Because the vocals I've done on the other songs I did when they were not here. And sometimes they go out with the dog. Mum takes them out with the dog for a walk without me. So I've got like a 10-minute window. 10-minute window. I'm like, oh. But usually I'm getting dinner prepped. So I'm like, prep dinner. That leaves me with, I don't know, 3 minutes for vocals. And the song's 4 minutes long. It's not going to work. I'm going to have to do it a line at a time. But I'll figure something out. I'll just have to do it when they're doing their schoolwork. Their teachers are hearing my voice coming through the floorboards because it's all done on webcam. It's all webcam these days. Aaron says, I really love reading The Ox by Paul Rees. And Entwistle's first wife is still alive. Biggest reason he never seemed to admit he made mistakes. Biggest lesson he never seemed to admit he made. Well, he liked the rock and roll lifestyle. This is the thing. This is why the Who was always touring, because he'd run up all the bills, and he wanted to live like a rock and roll, star on a supermarket worker's wages, and that was the thing. He wanted that lifestyle. And I guess it must be hard to adapt, I suppose. I don't know what way to look at it. But he went the way of a rock star, Massive heart attack after a cocaine and prostitute binge. What more could you want? Wouldn't anyone want to die like that? No, I would. But there you go. Heavy Metal says, anyway, thanks for your channel. Glad you like it. I really enjoy it. Glad you like it. And stay safe. I have no plans on doing anything that will harm my health. Tell me if I'm wrong, but you have kids. Yeah. If so, wish them a good luck. They don't need luck. Please could you do an Opeth album review. I've done a couple of those. Go search for them. Ajax says, I know you do. I know I'd do post work if I could do it on a bike, but they don't ride bikes. You have to drive, and I can't drive. That's my problem. I can't drive either. But I consider it. Though I'm worried about my back. I don't know if I'll be able to handle the heavy post these days. But I am a terrible malingerer anyway. Yeah, everything you have to drive, don't you? So that's kind of limits me with what I can do, because I've never wanted to drive. I had a few lessons. I know how to drive a car. And the missus gave me a few lessons, but lesson 2, she got a bit scared because I started going over 30. And she thought I was going to crash, but I was totally in control. Totally in control. There you go. Tom says, have you ever bought any Real World Records CDs that aren't Peter Gabriel? Yeah, plenty. Jack says, the one with the Battle of Epping Forest office? No. Not doing that. The one with the disco lights. Come on. It's a shame Munton's missing out. It says sex, death and lumbago. Possibly. Grant says 50. I learned it's just a new beginning. I think 56 is when you start to become bitter. I was bitter at, crikey, 17, I think. What audio interface do I use? I'm using at the moment a Focusrite one, a Scarlett thing. Let me pull up the thing, because I never know. They've all got funny names. I know it's a Scarlett. Wait a minute. Let me tell you. It is a Scarlett 8i6 3rd gen, whatever that means. And it's rather spiffy. It does what I want it to do. Thomas says, if you're looking to clear out your place, I'll take the guitars behind you for a small fee. Yeah, you'll find them on eBay. I might be doing that soon, actually. I don't know. I think I need a bit of room. Ajax says, yeah, I could agree there. There was a reason why the Ox was voted the best bass player time and time again. In loads of guitar mags. The sound definitely weakened after the Ox died. Well, again, he is the father of modern electric bass guitar. Just from he helped design the strings, rotor sound strings. It comes from him, his input, and a lot of bass players were inspired by him as a player, because he brought melody, not just rhythm but melody, to the bass guitar. So it's quite good. Gyro Lamb says, I don't understand why people like Fish recently, the main guy of the man who was in classic rock, they were praising him. Music sucks, bad, so boring. He is, but they've got to do that because it's Fish. The last albums were okay. It was okay. It was better than the other one, But it's all a bit sad, really, because his voice is gone, and I don't know. It's just a bit sad. But apparently it's his last album, so that's good. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Jack says, sing while prepping dinner to get authentic background. I'll probably cut my fingers off. Joe says, the main guy I mean Fish. Marillion sucks bad. Marillion sucks bad. Marillion? No, Marillion don't suck. Marillion are good, sometimes. Josh says, I've got a Scarlett Focusrite, keeps dropping out when I try to record. I don't have any problem with mine. But I am using a Mac, so, Rene says, what's your favourite guitar bass in your collection? Favourite? Well, it'll be the old red one and the old black one, because they're the oldest. perfectly in tune. Yeah, no one knows. Yeah, I don't really. Again, they're just. I've been doing some. I've been doing some stuff. Oh, so I've got a story of the drobo, haven't we? Do you want to hear that? I'll carry on that from last week. Where were we? So yeah, my drobo died, or so I thought, because one had died before. So I went on eBay and I got a drobo for, was it 120 quid, second hand. Got it. Got it all working again. Perfecto. Then I thought, wait a minute, why don't I try my old broken drobo with the power supply that came with the new drobo, or the second hand drobo, or whatever. And guess what? My old drobo wasn't broken. It was the power supply. The power supply, even though the green light, and I had the same problem with the one previous. And when I asked them at Drobo, I went on their technical report and I described my problem with the flashing light. They said it was the Drobo unit. Now, I'm not sure if that's true or whether I spunked 600 quid the last time getting a new one just because of a fucking useless power supply. But then I then went on to my favourite store, Amazon, and I got a replacement. So now I've got 2 working Drobos. Where once I had none, I now have 2. So I'm just going to keep it as a backup, as a spare with a working power supply. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And I'm sure those bastards before lied to me and just, I guess I feel very angry. I don't remember if I said to the missus, did I try the power supply last time? Did I, And she went, I don't know, I don't think you did. Again, it was a couple of years ago now. But anyway, the Drobo is working. And so what I was doing on the Drobo, this gets me to where I was going, is I was going through all the folders and stuff, and because everything's a mess. My filing system for some of the video stuff is a bit, how would you say, unkempt. And so I was trying to get everything in order, and somewhere along the way, Final Cut Pro, they updated it, and it's put a load of files in a different folder, and so I had to literally unpick everything, and I was 3 days of just dragging fucking files into folders. I went mad. And then I found the cooking ones, the original files for the cooking ones. I thought I'll put those up, but it uses some music that would get me a copyright claim by myself. Don't ask. So then I thought, I know, I'll go into my music, everything just goes spinning off. It becomes a giant convoluted mess. I'm like fucking Ronnie Corbett here, Well, actually, so then I started looking in the archive, and I was going, I'll go to that album, because there's one album of mine that isn't copyright protected. And I thought, what I'll just do instrumental versions of that, and I can have like 4 or 5 instrumentals that I can use as background music, and I won't get copyright claimed and blah de blah de blah. And then I started getting involved in that, and then I was listening, because it was like 10 years ago this stuff was done, and it's like, I only had like 2 basses and 2 guitars, no, 3 guitars. I was thinking that, and I had the VG99 though, so I was getting all different kind of modelled sounds out of it. That was the good thing about it, is I didn't need all the guitars. But I was thinking, you really don't. You really need to pair back the guitars. You need to have, you really do need to pair them back. I think you've got too many. It's gone crazy. I think the experiment is over now. But yeah, that went round the houses, didn't it? Went round the houses. But yeah, I'm not attached to the guitars. Like I said, only like that one and that one, because so much has been recorded. These are just tools, and that's what I was thinking about. These are just tools that can come and go. We can always buy another guitar. If the house burnt down, it's not like all the guitars in the world are gone. I can always buy another guitar. So I'm not. I say that, but then I do get upset about things I've sold in the past. But then I can't have everything because I don't have the space. It's more a practical thing. It's like the synthesizer thing. I'd love to have banks of synthesizers to noodle around on, but I don't have the space, and that's why I'm using plugins exclusively now. And and that's that. But yeah, you can't get attached to anything because we're only here for a minute and then we're gone. And I'm going to leave all this detritus behind. Josh says, sometimes it seems to work better though. Yeah. Jack says, carrying on with our programs would make even the toughest postman's back hurt. He would. Tom Vinyl says, do you think the last Domino Genesis reunion shows will still happen? Maybe. I don't know. I can't see. Oh, you see, this is the problem. I can't see any promoter wanting to take on the burden of responsibility for any live show now, because people are going to say, your concert gave me COVID and killed Uncle Tom, and there's going to be a liability for that. And I don't think any insurer is going to have going to cover that liability. I think everyone's going to be really nervous about hosting live gigs again, unless everyone signs a disclosure saying, I promise not to sue if I get a communicable disease and die. It'll be interesting to see what happens. It will be interesting. I can't see it at the moment because, again, we've got all these variants that are coming up. These vaccines may only work for a season, and we could be looking at a future of how many people live in the UK these days. What's it in this UK? Is it 63 or UK population? 67 million people, right? Imagine vaccinating 67 million people every year. Yeah. The cost alone is just incredible. But there you go. Grant says, live at Leeds, great. Townsend playing probably one of the best live albums. No noodling. Yeah, it's a good album. Garrett says, he's finally in. Mutton's in. Joe Lamb says, do you think a 5-string bass is ever necessary? Yes. It's your 6-string basses that are pointless because of the high. Oh God, is it high C? I always forget what the bloody string is because you can't hear it in the mix. It's very, unless you're playing like an actual lead line, or you've got the EQ cranked to a certain a level that I don't find tasteful. It's very hard to hear those notes because they're swallowed up by the deeper notes, and also they sit kind of weirdly amongst the guitar. So it becomes what's playing is that, so it loses its distinctiveness. So I think a 6-string bass is unnecessary. I mean, there is an argument that you only need 3 strings. That's all you need, 3 strings on a bass. Theoretically. But 5-string, nothing wrong with 5-string. Munton says, what's going on with the lights? I'm trying to appeal to a younger demographic. Fasano says, how has Fish been able to make a living from music for the past 30 years? The million royalty checks didn't last very long. I'll tell you how. I'm going to tell you how. Do you want to know? Do you want to know why? Germany. That's how. Germany. No taste. Germans have no taste in music. And so, that's why it's the Germans. It's the Germans what done it. And that's why we had to leave the EU. I got the disco lights going. Gyro says, I kind of grew off of Townsend after those pedo allegations. His story didn't add up. No, it didn't. That's the thing. The whole point is if he really, 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 really was serious, he could have gone to the police and talked to their serious crimes unit, and they would have helped him out. Because they help all sorts of people like writers and film directors and whatnot research this stuff, in a safe environment, a non-exploitative environment. Remember, folks, when you pay to watch any of that kind of awful shit, you're putting money into the paedophiles' hands, and you're paying them to make more. A child will be abused because of you, and But, at the same time, there was a lot of credit card fraud going on. I mean, it doesn't account for Townsend, but there were a number of people that did get fingered by the fuzz because their credit cards had been compromised and, used by these criminals. And that's another side of the story, what was going on at the time. But no, Townsend doesn't have any excuse, and it's very problematic. But who knows, Who knows? Play my dobro. I don't have a dobro. Joe says, do you like any Oasis song? Yeah, I like Oasis. They're alright. I want to play Boney M. Martin says, do you like Key and Peele skits? Not really. I've seen a couple. They're alright. I don't. They don't do them now, do they? Because the other guy does horror films. But I wouldn't say they're a big draw in the UK. Joe Lamb says, great songwriter musician would make a good song on any instrument. Absolutely. You're looking at him. Martin says, Darren, you've got to do an Oldfield Guitars parody photo. Yeah. Owen says, have you listened to all the Queen vinyl box set yet? Yeah. If so, how did it sound? I listened to it when I got it. It's alright. Simon says, Pete Townsend was fiddled about by his Uncle Ernie. Well, that's the thing. He says, I was abused. Well, then if you're abused, then you don't need to look at little kids being abused online, do you really? You can draw on that experience. It's just, again, none of it added up. And if he was serious about it, serious about research, you approach charities or the police, or you actually talk to victims and you do your research from that end, rather than, getting your credit card out, loosening your belt, pulling your trousers down half-mast, getting the old man some air, and entering your details. It's sick-making. It was funny because when at the time in America, they were touring, and in America, because of his conviction, they had to put up, they have these laws where you have to announce in the neighbourhood about paedophiles, and so they had to put up posters announcing that a known someone on the British paedophile register was in their town. It's Pete Townsend. Fact. There you go. Brennan says, can't see Genesis wheeling out Davros College while the pandemic is airborne. Well, I'm sure Phil has already had he's had both of his injections, hasn't he? In both of his legs. You just got to look at, again, if you know how gigs go, and you know that they're all underwritten and there's an insurance aspect to it, it'll be the insurance companies that'll kill the music industry more than anything else. I find it hilarious that the musicians are still moaning about that they can't play Europe. They can. France has a 90-day free visa. They've got you don't need a visa for 90 days if you're of cultural importance. You can go over to France and you can play all over France for 90 days, uninhibited, and that's it. And don't worry, the rest of the European countries will fall in line, because they ain't going to want to listen to their own music for much longer, I tell you. All that unpar band music in Germany, they're gagging for insert popular British artist here to play. But again, it's the musicians that are spreading the bloody COVID around in the first place. Remember, folks, it's the rich and privileged what spread it, and it's the poor what die from it. And that is the real problem. The real problem with this disease is because we have had unfettered international global travel for so long. We took it for granted, and it always worried me. I said it to the missus, and that was before all those sci-fi films. I was saying this back in the early 90s, because I just saw, when I was a lad, you'd be lucky if you went away, once, not even once a year. It might be every couple of years. Maybe my girl's from a poor family, but and then you see families having like 3 holidays that involved aeroplanes a year. You go, blimey, they have a winter break and a summer break and Easter, and they'd be jetting around. And you just think all it takes is one. I thought it happened with the SARS and that, but they closed that down quickly. I think this is more, like I say, more contagious than SARS. I don't know. It's just a perfect storm. But yeah, it'll be the insurers that will say, "Oh, we can't underwrite this," and then none of the venues will want to put it on because if they lose money, they can usually get the claim off the insurers. It's going to be very tricky for the music industry to bounce back. Yeah, you're all right if you're a guy with a guitar under his arm. Small bands, fine, but big bands, will they have to take on? They might have to underwrite their own gigs, and that would be very interesting to see. But I've said this before, what I find interesting is the music industry is one of the few industries that's really adapted to this. Whereas, you see actors and the theatres, they've put online shows and performances and whatnot and done, Zoom performances or whatever you want to call it. And the music industry's just sat back and gone, what are we going to do? You'd think they'd set up a venue, that's COVID free with cameras, and they get bands to play, and and they put on more gigs. There's been a couple of them, but there's nothing, there's nothing that you can really get your teeth into. Again, music industry. It's like MP3 all over again. Music industry failing to adapt, and fuck them all. Gabriel says, Collins can't play drums physically, and Gabriel is never going to join the band again, so it's pointless to have a reunion. Yeah, but it's reunions and reunions. There are many different Genesis reunions. There's the 3-man reunion, which they're trying to do at the moment. There could even be, just imagine, a 4-man reunion. They get Hackett back. Then there's the 5-man one, Then there's they could even do the Ray Wilson reunion, couldn't they? There are many Genesis reunions, each one more fantastical and unbelievable than the last. Payne says, this is a good chance to make a whole band play in individual cages as tight into the cage. Exactly. Mankipuk said the bass of Morphine only used 2 strings. And I think, was it the Presidents of the United States of America? They had very few strings on their instruments. Martin says, the one with the disco flashbacks. Yeah, we're going to do with disco lights. That's what we're going to do. Ajax says, unless you're Sid Vicious, who did a few gigs with only 1 string on his bass, as did others of the era. Again, you don't even need that. You don't even need 1 string. You just bang it. Owen says, plus I've seen the arrest video on YouTube, and they seized 12 PCs. Why would anyone have 12 PCs? Crikey, not even I've had 12 PCs. Well, again, if you had a recording studio, you talk about Townsend, yeah? If you had a recording studio, I could understand there being a number of machines. If you've got a business, you could have more than 1, but 12 seems excessive. Trying to think how many. The most, at the moment, we've got 1. We've actually got 4 in the house because we had to have ones for the kids, and of course the missus is working from home now. So this is the most we've ever had, but that's because of the working from home thing and the homeschooling. When it says, Darren, I'm going in due to the red wine. Good stream. Thank you. Glad you enjoyed it. Have a good evening. Thomas says, I don't buy Townsend's story. Ajax says, say one thing for Ernie. He was the fastest milkman in the West. Absolutely. Ernie. Jimmy says, is Darren or the Pink Floyd? Yeah, exactly. We're doing Sid Barrett Floyd. There's they're doing a book of Barrett's lyrics coming out. I think it's close to my birthday, actually. For someone who says, the most prog takeaway, I say pizza. Absolutely. No pineapple. How did you not spot the Genesis t-shirt? I don't know, Thomas. Jimmy says, Ray and his acoustic playing the solo work of Phil Collins and Peter Gabriel for some reason. Possibly. Chris Rock, not the Chris Rock, says, hey Darren, on a lighter, more positive note. My wife and I really enjoy your videos. We get excited when we get a notification you've got a new one. Don't forget, Chris, You know, send your wife's candid photos to the usual email address. You know, post the nudes at darrenlock.com. Don't forget that. You know, because I've got to compete with the featured artist and his missus. So we're going to do readers' wives on the channel from now on. Readers' wives. Who remembers readers' wives? Those were the good old days. Chris says, keep them coming. Glad to keep them well. Yeah, and the same to you. You know, keep safe, everyone. Because like I've always said, COVID, even though a lot of people are okay with it, it's like rolling the dice. You could be okay. You could have a cough. You could have flu-like symptoms. You could be in bed for a week. You could end up being really ill, or end up in hospital, or even die. And that's the whole spectrum of COVID, and that's without long COVID, which they still don't know. It's a post-viral syndrome, which, again, ME was, you know, was kind of, that was an early version, wasn't it? ME. Remember when it was called malingerers? I knew a girl who had ME, and she was very, very ill with it. So I knew it was real. This was back in '88. You know, I worked with her, and she was like, you know, she explained it to me, and it feels like what I'm feeling sometimes when I just like, I can't move. But that's because I'm just a lazy bastard, though. So, but anyway, yeah, stay safe, everyone. Mutton says, have you heard Phil Collins' contributions with Argent and Cafe Jacques? No, I haven't. Grant says, true, Darren. The working Joes are paying the price. The ruling class. Exactly, class war. It has to be a class war. Brendan, I don't know if I want to answer that. I hope not. America is in a very strange place at the moment. Jack says big bands might have to start playing reasonably sized venues again, rather than being specks in the distance at a stadium. Well, again, you know, the whole nature of music and touring, you know, I don't know. I really can't. It's like everything else. It's like, I mean, I know they opened a few theatres up in London and did these socially distanced performances, but I think they only had like 6 people in the theatre. So I suppose for that to work, you'd have to pay something like, I don't know, 35 grand a ticket. So I can't see that working out. I don't know. Something will happen. Something will happen, he says. I'm still trying to convince the missus to move in the middle of nowhere. I just want to get a place with some land so I can grow vegetables. Where are we? Munton wants to know, can I do a Roshi primary? I suppose I could. Jimmy says, I send my wife at 6. That'll be just fine. Jack says Ray Wilson fills in for a show and ends up joining the band again, recording an album. Yeah, it could happen. And Jimmy likes Ray. There you go. He likes Ray. Who doesn't? Who doesn't like a bit of Ray? And that is the end of that, because we've got to the end. We got to the end. Anyway, thank you for popping by. Hopefully you've enjoyed the funky lights. I've probably messed up the algorithm now. Anyway, thank you for joining me. We'll do this again soon. Don't forget, keep safe. You know, can't be good. Be safe. But more importantly, don't tell your mother. And I'm going to have to stop because there's more questions. Ta-da.